Joseph seems to take a particular pleasure in beating Orlando. I was curious if you or any other guys take any kind of greater thrill in getting 3 points from them than any other team.
No, I think, first of all, he likes beating everybody. So I don't think it's specifically just Orlando. But I think at this point it's, there's a certain comedy element to it. Being down there for the All-Star game, going down there for the Open Cup. Obviously, we know the track record, and from the outside, what the press makes of the rivalry, if you will. Us as players, we approach it in a way where we know it's going to be a tough game because of those things I mentioned, but also they're somewhat fighting for their lives and trying to pick up points, and we're currently at a good spot. But as we all know, when things are going well and you're playing well, it's very easy for things to change.
Picking up a road win, that was the first road win at the league in a while. Is that a pretty big confidence booster, or do you just keep sort of try to stay on an even keel?
You have to stay on an even keel. I mean, forget the fact that it's the first road win, this and that. It was a massive win because it's a tough place to play. The trip itself felt like we were out there for about 2 weeks. As I was speaking to this one on the plane, the travel, it makes for a long trip. And so you go out there with a mission to try and get a result. And when you play the way we did, score the goals that we did, it's a satisfying feeling getting back on the plane and come back home and make 3 points.
Speaking of the travel, Rooney tweeted over the weekend, and that's something that I've noticed kind of a lot this year. A lot of players, when there are travel issues, they tweet about it, they post it on social media. Is that an organized effort among the players to sort of get public sentiment on your side in the collective bargaining agreement?
I don't think it's looking for public sentiment. I think it's, look at the grand picture, it's not good enough. It's not about, it's not about feeling sorry. It's not about, poor us. It's, we're trying to progress the sport in this country. We're trying to progress this league and make it a real league and things like that. The travel schedule they had to then play midweek, as you mentioned, a bunch of other situations throughout the year. Something to change.
How many charter flights did y'all ask for on the previous season?
I wasn't a part of those discussions, so I can't. I wasn't back here.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Orlando seems likely to introduce a new DP against y'all on Friday, a guy who hasn't played for them yet. How do you scout for that?
I'm sure he played somewhere. So the technology, that coaches have, that players have, the internet goes all around the world. So we'll have a look. We'll be ready for anyone on the roster that's eligible. We'll be prepared. We'll do our homework. It's not going to take anything away from the intensity of the game, and if anything, we'll probably add a little bit more to it. So, if he does play it, they'll have someone that's trying to impress earn the respect of his teammates and his coaches and their fan base. So he'll want to play well. So yeah, we'll have to be prepared for that.
When you play, when you play Orlando, just played them recently, and playing them in the same stadium, same venue, does either team get an advantage out of such a quick turnaround playing the same team in the same place?
I mean, to be honest, there's some games where teams are playing each other back-to-back weekends. You know what I mean? So the fact that there was a 3-week gap in between the Open Cup and now this league game, or 2-week gap, whatever it was, well, that seems forever, right? Compared to some teams who played back to back. And I mean, we've played down there enough now. Obviously, it's their home stadium, so they're comfortable with it. But yeah, I mean, you go down there regardless of who's got an advantage or whatnot. You try and impose yourself on the game and give your team the best chance to win and take 3 points.
Right, from a goalkeeper's perspective, you get to kind of see the whole field. This team has had you guys have had people around like you, and Franco, who kind of got used to playing on the flank, played centrally against LAFC. You got Justin moving in and out from an attacking role into more of a dual roles going back. When you see attacking players that are kind of forcing some more defensive positions, why do you think that benefits the team? In your experience,
I've always said that for our team, our best form of defense is an attack. And so now you put players that are attack-minded on the pitch. And in the modern game, the modern day of football, of soccer, you need players that can play both ways. And so it's no longer good enough to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacking players that aren't going to defend you. You can't get away with that. You need guys that are two-way players. And so I'm not expecting Pitti or Barco or Joseph to run and make a game-saving tackle at the top of our box. I'm not expecting that, but I am expecting them to close down a holding midfielder. I am expecting them to close down a center back and initiate the pressure higher up the field that allows us then to win the ball back higher up the field. I am expecting that, and those guys do that. And so when you now put attack-minded players in positions as wing backs, as maybe a center midfielder or whatnot, it now allows you, when you do win the ball, to go. And you've got guys that are in comfortable positions in the attacking third of the pitch to go and be special, to go and do what they do. And that's when you say, right, now you've got the freedom. You stay organized, you stay disciplined on the defensive side of the ball. When you win the ball, go and express yourself and score a goal, step over, cross, whatever it may be. I don't care what they do at that point, just try to move the ball back to the net. So I think it allows us to be on the front foot, and I think when we are doing that, we're the best.
Where's the balance though when you see Flo and Leandro make those runs into the other penalty area? Especially when you didn't play in the match where you saw Flo draw the penalty in the Campeones Cup. What do you tell the defenders when they go so far up to try to prevent the counter and not get caught in that way?
Get your ass back. So it gives me a heart attack. And why are you all the way up there? Yeah, certainly it takes, if I wasn't involved already, I would be. Yeah, as a goalkeeper, you see a center back that goes off on an adventure and starts running and taking guys on. Leandro is a perfect example of that. He's got all the confidence in the world in him. But at the same time, I know at some point the gas tank on the attacking side is going to run out for him rather quickly, and it's going to be difficult to get back. So, those guys do a good job in picking their moments when to go forward and when the game allows them to go forward. But at the same time, they understand their defensive players and they understand their responsibility on the defensive side of the ball. So as they step into the midfield or even further up, you try to get other guys in a position where they can cover and be aware of any danger that the opposition may create with them leaving possibly a pretty big hole.
Even Miles is doing that.
Yeah, no, tell me about it. Jeez. Don't need any more of those guys running forward.
I think y'all had of the usual first team guys, everybody out there today except for Franco and Breck. Is it a confidence boost that now with 7 or 8 regular season games left, y'all are actually going to have your full team available for selection for the first time since after Costa Rica?
Summer months must be coming to an end, huh? Jeez, I tell you what, everyone's fit when all of a sudden it starts to get a little bit cooler. No, It's good. It's good. We know we've created a roster from top to bottom, a squad that allows some flexibility without the dip in quality. And I think when you have that, it creates problems for other teams. That they look at our team and think they can come out a few different ways today. And so that's something that obviously our front office has done a good job with creating, but also it helps when you got healthy bodies that are pushing other guys to either continue to be at their best or get better. And ultimately the team wins in that situation. You know what I mean? It creates a competitive atmosphere. Everyone wants to be on the field, but at the same time there's an element of togetherness and camaraderie that we're all striving for the same thing.
One or two more?
Yeah, last one for me. When you see another expansion franchise coming in with a fee of a couple $100 million, is this something that the players are thinking about with the CBA, that we know that there's money there to pay for some of these things like charter flights that we want?
I think everybody sees that. I mean, to see expansion, to see teams continue to come in. What is it, 2 next year, right? Miami and Nashville.
Miami in theory, yeah, in Nashville.
Yeah,
If they are
I
a place to play.
saw your doubts on that. What's an extra $50 million, right? Clean up the area. Yeah, right. And so there's 2 next year, Austin after that, and then St. Louis. And so
2 more.
is it?
Yeah, just put St. Louis, Charlotte. Sacramento, Charlotte, and front runners.
Right.
For the next 2.
Yeah, so I mean it's there. It's important as these expansion teams come in and the league grows that the things within the league continue to push forward and within our league create a competitive atmosphere and a competitive product on the field.